Perfect. So let me just open up the chat just so I can. Remember, during the conversation, please feel free to stop me at any time if you have any questions. We will have a quick Q&A towards the end as well. So you can wait for that, or you can feel free to stop me at any time. If you have any questions, if you want to speak up, just unmute yourself and feel free to speak up at any time. What we were going through in this session is acquire the product, and predominantly what we'll be going through is how you'll be interacting with the product as an agent. So typically how you'd be picking up conversations when customers start them from the website, which of course in this scenario is our one, but this will typically be the Accelo dashboard where your customers will start conversations from. When you log into Acquire as an agent, this will be your first screen that you see. And typically throughout your day, all you'd want to do is stay in this screen. You don't have to go anywhere else. And from this screen, which is the home screen here, is where you'll see all the visitors who are on the Accelo website /dashboard. You'll also be able to see who are customers of Accelo too. So for example, in my live visitor list of people on our website, I can see we have customers on our website too. And if I hover over their name, you can, for example, see their name, their email address, location, account number, and also you'll be able to see, for example, stuff like subscription and MRR as well from your view. And then you can just hover over other people. Of course, if there's just an anonymous person on the website, you won't actually see any information, you just see no name. From the agent side, you'll see any customer details, you'll see location. The just now is how long they've been on the website. So for example, this customer has just come just now, 1 minute, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. So you see how long they've been on the website in real time. You'll see the page track, exactly what page they're on. Source probably won't be too applicable in this scenario, and just the number of conversations they've had in the past as well, in the past 30 days. You can go ahead and proactively reach out to customers on the website by going ahead and clicking Start Chat too. So for example, this is myself here, Amrit. I can actually go ahead here and click Start Chat if I want to reach out to the customer, and I can just write hello. I click enter, and this would send the message to the customer to the chat messenger on the customer facing side. And that's only if you kind of want to reach out to customers in real time. You can actually go ahead and go to Start Chat. In most cases, I'm assuming you'll be answering conversations that are coming in from the website. So if I'm now a customer and I'm on the Accelo dashboard, for example, and I go ahead and start a new chat, I'll just unmute my computer for this, and I type in hello. You will, one, receive a sound notification. Number two, you'll receive a browser notification too. So if I go ahead and click enter here, you'll see a sound notification. On the top right, you'll see a browser notification for a few seconds. And also in your dashboard, this conversation that the customer has started will come in as a pending chat. So pending chats are conversations that have come in and that need to be answered. You'll also have to pick up the conversation from here, where you have the green tick. But typically, most people just go ahead and click answer chat on the far right-hand side. And you simply go ahead and go to answer chat. And once you're here, text chat is fairly straightforward. If I write hey, then this goes to the customer. If the customer types something, that will just come back to you. And that's fairly straightforward as well on that side. You do have chat shortcuts. And I've just had a message come in. I'll just read that. So two people can't jump into the same conversation at one time. If two agents try to jump into the same conversation at one time, it will block one agent. It will say to one agent that this conversation is already being taken care of. Would you like to join? And you'd have to manually join. Otherwise, if a conversation comes in, two people can't pick it up. Just kind of have that sorted out there. Perfect. And if you, for example, do want to actually invite another agent into the conversation, you do have this plus icon here, and then you can invite other agents in. If you have it split by departments, for example, we have sales, we're just using it as a test account, you can invite other agents into a conversation too. Perfect. You do have chat shortcuts. So I know there'll be chat shortcuts. For example, if I go ahead and click the key / and I do welcome, it has the pre-stored message there for me, literally ready and waiting to go at the same time.
Can I interject with a brief question here?
Sure.
So as far as those auto-filled messages, could we separate them between the teams that we have within Acquire? So let's say the sales team has a specific set of auto messages. Okay.
Yeah, that will be set up as well. So you can break them down by departments. Yes, that's all in the settings, but I believe that will be set up. So when you're an agent and you are put into a department, you will receive certain, shortcuts.
Awesome. I just wanted to be sure. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. No worries. So that's the shortcuts. That's the invite agent. On the left-hand side, from what I know, these fields will most likely be pre-filled with customer data, but you can fill in customer data here too. So maybe if you captured their phone number, it's just a random number, you can go ahead and put that there, and this will automatically be stored for you. Something that you can also do, and if it's a requirement from internally, is you can tag a conversation. So you may speak to a customer today. I might be speaking to a customer, and I could be like, okay, this conversation was regarding support, or this conversation was regarding a new customer. So you can go ahead and tag conversations for what purpose they are. Tags will be predefined internally by your team and however you decide, but this is how you go ahead and tag a conversation there straight away. One other feature that I kind of want to go through today and show you is the ability to voice call a customer, which I've been told to go through. So the ability to voice call a customer is the same experience that we are typically having right now. We can't see each other, but we can also, of course, hear each other as well. So as an agent, you just simply go ahead and click voice call on this side. And this is what the customer will see on their side. So it will say outgoing audio call. And what the customer will see on their side is this, answer as voice call, or they can reject it. Now, they just simply go ahead and click answer as voice call, and that will create a voice call between the customer and the agent. There's two main reasons a voice call will not start. Number one, the customer actually declines the request. And secondly, for example, in many cases, the browser might ask the customer to allow their microphone. So for example, when you, for example, use your iPhone and you try to use location settings, sometimes your iPhone will ask you are we allowed to get your location? And a lot of the times, the browser may say to the customer, please allow your microphone. So for whatever reason, the voice doesn't work. Those are the two troubleshooting things that we typically say to customers. We would say to them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the audio. Just please make sure when you are prompted that you allow access to your microphone. So that's just something to bear in mind. I could just go ahead and reject it, and then it would say user doesn't want to have call, and then you just simply click OK. So those are the reasons that a voice call will not work. So in order to troubleshoot it, just please say to the customer, when prompted, please allow access to your microphone. And I think that could actually be a good shortcut as well, thinking about it now. In real time, you'll be able to see currently which page the customer is on as well. Translation, if a customer is speaking from a different language, you'll have this on the right-hand side here, translate. So once you click translate, select the language you want it translated to, and then simply go ahead and click translate, and it will pick up the language that they are writing to you in, and then translate it to English. And when you write back, it will translate it on their side too. So something to keep in mind as well. So just a reminder, translate is over here, just in case you have people in different languages. If you're like, if you want any, I'm not sure if you're sending any files, but there's pay-per-click icons here. If you send any files, I'm not sure if that's applicable in this scenario, but that's where it is. Another feature which is fairly important is the ability to co-browse. And what co-browsing is, it will allow you to see the customer's web screen in real time. So for example, if somebody's on the Accelo platform and they are stuck with a feature or they're trying to do something and they don't know how to do it, you can actually guide them through the whole process. So this is one of the more important things. So co-browsing can only be done from the agent side, and it's placed right here, co-browsing. And once you click that, you'd have to go to request user co-browse. And as an agent, you just go ahead and click request user co-browse. And this will prompt the customer with this pop-up message. The agent is requesting a co-browsing session. Please click OK. And once the customer clicks OK, this yellow pop-up will come up on the customer side. And then this screen will replicate itself on the agent side. So as an agent, this is what you see. You see the same screen basically. And as an agent, if you scroll the page down, you can also scroll the customer's page down. As an agent, you can change the page as well. So if I go ahead and click, for example, contact page on the agent side, it will change the customer screen to the contact page as well. So if I go back, this is the customer side. So now you can see that the agent screen has also changed. On the top, you have this pencil icon. If you click the pencil icon and draw something, then the customer will also see whatever you draw or annotate in real time too. And then you simply click the cursor menu. If you type anything on the agent side, you'll see it. If the customer types anything, you will see that as well too. So co-browse in a nutshell will allow you to see the customer's web screen, will allow you to help them navigate through the Accelo platform and really just support them throughout what they're doing. So what I'm going to do just quickly now, and because I know I broke this down really slowly, I'm going to kind of do it probably a lot more faster now and kind of just show you how the experience works in a full flow, and then we'll move on to the next step. I'm just going to go back to my home page. So just kind of show you how it works like a smooth setting. I'm just going to refresh this page here. Let me go to the contact page. Okay, so once again, customer comes here, customer starts the conversation. I need some help, for example. They click enter. The chat will come here into your pending conversations. You go ahead and click answer chat. If you now want to do a voice call, you click voice call. Customer clicks answer as voice call. And now if you want to help the customer on the platform, you simply go to co-browse, request user co-browse, and they click OK. And then in a few seconds, you can see the same page. So that is kind of how it works in a more fluent manner. So you can see the ability to have a voice call and co-browse takes just a matter of a few seconds. And it's only one click on the agent side and one click on the customer side, no more than that. Does anyone have any major outstanding questions on kind of what happened here and how it happened? Please feel free to unmute yourself. Okay, not me. Perfect.
Sorry, you cut out there on our end at least.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what was your name? Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Hey, my name's Indy, so I'm here with the SDRs and some event coordinators also.
Sure.
We all will be utilizing chat. Yeah.
Awesome. So what I was doing, I was just kind of running through the whole scenario like nonstop. So let's do this, Indy. If you just stay on the call like unmuted, and I'll just run through it one more time. So what I'm going to show here is kind of I gave a breakdown before, but now I'm just going to run through the whole scenario in a few seconds just so you can really see how it works once you're a little bit more fluent. So the customer comes, starts a conversation. Let's say they type in hello. This alerts one of the agents. They see the conversation come in, and you simply click answer chat. Once you've answered the conversation, if you feel like a voice call would help, simply click voice call. The customer answers as a voice call, and you're on a voice call instantly. And if you want to co-browse, you go to co-browsing, request user co-browse, customer clicks OK. And now typically you're having a voice conversation with the customer, and you can see the Accelo platform and the web screen in real time. So that's kind of how it works in a real fluent manner. Was that clear, Indy?
That's awesome. Were you? It cut out right, like as you were at the end of it. I'm assuming it was just an ask for if we had questions or anything like that.
Yeah. That's kind of how it really works. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries, perfect. Yeah, because I thought I'd just show it in like a more fluent way instead of continuously stopping and starting, right? So typically, probably 95% of your time will be on this screen. You won't probably really move off this screen. But the other section where you may spend some time is our profile section. So home and profiles. And so any conversation you're having with the customer, anything really going on is going to come in your profile section. I'm an admin in this account, so I can see everybody's conversation. But as an operator, you just be able to see your history. So here you can see the customer's name, email, the first time they were seen, the last time they were seen, and the last time you had spoken to them. I mean, if as a sales perspective, you know, when you're following up a customer, you can actually kind of see when they come back, which is kind of cool. And I use that internally myself. On the right-hand side, you're able to see the entire history as well. So you can have everything here. You can also see the customer's profile, and you can add and remove stuff from this too. Something that's cool here, if, for example, there's a customer and they come to your website, and then let's say perhaps they leave or they minimize the conversation. You can find that customer in your profile section and send them a message. So if I just write test, and by default, if you have the customer's email, it will send it to the email as well as an in-app message. So if I'm on the website here now, and I send this message.
Yeah, would the email copy only happen after the fact if we're messaging them while they're offline, I'm assuming?
Offline, yes. So when exactly. Only if you're messaging from here, it will go as like an email as well. Otherwise, it's just an in-app message traditionally. So I use this section. For example, if a customer starts a conversation and I miss that conversation, I can reply to them over here. If, for example, a customer's come to our website and we're speaking, and then that customer's left, I can leave them a message here. So I can literally come here, click send, and that message will go to them on the website. So if I come back here, you see it now says test, and the customer can like basically re-engage here.
Awesome.
And yeah, so that's how you'll be able to, and this is typically only like 5% of your time. Typically in your scenario, it might be you come in the morning and you come here and you just look at missed chats that nobody has replied to. And then you reply to the missed chats. But traditionally, you're going to kind of just be kind of capturing data and possibly replying here. So, you know, this customer, like you might come to our website today, I might miss your message and I can leave it here. And then when you come tomorrow to the website, that message will be there waiting for you.
Awesome.
It's just there to create communication. So sometimes, you know, a customer leaves a message, you might be busy, you might be offline. It's just a way to open that communication path up. If that customer has signed into Accelo, like you know, they've gone to the Accelo website, they've signed into the platform, you will know exactly who that customer is who left the message.
Okay. And you don't have to pull up an example, but what would the copy look like in their inbox also? I'm assuming it would be like you received a new message.
Yeah.
And it would show like the quoted text in the acquired chat. Would it include them a link to like go back to wherever they were, where the chat box is located? Like if this was done. Okay.
Sure. At the moment, it would send you the transcript and the replied message, and that's what it provides. In terms of like a call to action to take them somewhere else, that's probably something we can maybe consider, but we don't know where we're sending customers for yourself. So it's just the reply and the transcript. If you have voice calls, they are recorded. So if I click here and I click play, that 42 seconds I had the voice on, you can click play, and you can hear that back. But this is the ability to message customers, most likely in your scenario, who've gone offline or left the website.
Yeah, and we can include like calls to action ourselves, and
sure.
Could we edit how the email would appear on the client's end also in the settings for Acquire?
At the moment, that's probably going to have to be more custom things, so it won't be something we can do right away. But the fact that you can send a message that is applicable straight away.
That's good to know. Thank you.
Sure. No worries. And I think the last thing I was going to do here was, if the customer does request, for example, a transcript, you can click these 3 arrows on the top and mail the transcript to them in the event they do ask. In most cases, from my experience, they haven't. But if they do, you can email it from here. These are the 2 core things that I really wanted to show today, which was the ability to kind of understand what this dashboard is, how conversations come in, how you escalate to a voice call, how to co-browse, and all that kind of stuff as well. I think there'll be actually one thing I do want to show, which I probably just skipped over.
Would it also be an additional feature to have that transcript sent automatically after any chat that we're having with someone?
I believe we're working with that with Joff. I think that's something being worked on.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of things in flux, so I'm not always up to date on everything happening customization-wise.
Yeah, no. Sure. So there's a few things that we were working with Joff on for the past week and a half. So we were working with him, and we've got it to a point where it's like we want to be able to show the agents using the product. So do you see that message is here now? Leave it here. So I left the website and I came back, and that message was waiting for me. One thing I want to kind of just quickly show, I'll just go ahead and do this chat. Once you start a co-browse session from an agent point of view, just go request. Okay. In order to put the co-browse down, like to shut the co-browse off, you have this close button here. So just cross just right here. And once you cross that, it'll say you're about to end the co-browsing session, and you click OK, and that will end the co-browsing session between yourselves and the customer. And on the customer side, that yellow box and everything would completely disappear. So I want to kind of move into more for like a question and answer scenario. So if anyone has any questions on the home section, dashboard, and the profile section, please feel free to kind of unmute yourself, voice what you have, and we can take it from there.
I had a few questions, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Maya here.
Go for it.
Is there a way to set a status? I see that now there is a kind of green icon, but in your profile it was red.
Sure. Awesome. Great question. Yeah. So you have online and you have offline. If you're offline, you won't receive any conversations. But if you are in an existing conversation, you can continue the conversation there. So for example, so the conversation will not come to you in an offline mode.
Also, another one. You were mentioning that you can invite another agent to the chat. Will the customer be able to see that there are 2 of you on the other side?
Yes. So once the other agent joins the chat, the customer will be notified. For example, if it was me, it would say Amrit has just joined the chat, so that the customer would see the other agent has joined.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries. Anyone else have anything for me that I can answer for them now? Okay. Let me open the chat up. Sure. So the conversations column is limited to 30 days. Conversation column is limited to is 30 days at the prior moment, but that is being pushed to around 60 fairly soon.
Is that something that's just in the software itself, or our own settings or package that would dictate?
It's a software thing, software thing. And like, for example, and one thing that you'd have to know is, like, if I come here, right, and I clear my cache and I clear my completely browser history, then it'll be you want to pick up that data. But from what I know and from my understanding, this will be placed within the Accelo dashboard, so you will always have the customer information in 9 out of 10 scenarios. Reason, for example, the reason why I have all this information on this customer is because they are currently logged into our system. This customer here, you can see they're just on a blog page, so they're not signed in. We already know who they are. Unless I manually save their details, I wouldn't really know who they are. And if they signed in, I would know precisely who they are.
And just to clarify, from the sales perspective, most likely we would really only live in the website, of course. Yeah. So it's helpful to have, a further back history 100% for our own needs if possible.
Yeah. I'll confirm that with you. I know they may have pushed it for longer, and that should be fine. I'll check that for you. And it was Indy, right?
Yeah, it's Indy, and then I'm here with a few other people.
No worries. I'll get that answer to you by today.
Thank you.
No worries. Was there any questions from anyone else? And you will get a recording to this as well, so where you can go through everything. Oh, I see something come through chat.
Yeah, wonderful. I love that.
Site visit. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was saying wonderful. I love that you guys use Zoom also.
Oh yeah, Zoom is cool. Yeah. When I come across, like, some people try to do like Skype for business, I don't even get that, man. So you do get like a visitor page history. You can see everything, where they are, where they're going as well. So, from a sales perspective, and, I'm very much on that side too, to be fair. When I see customers sign up to the platform and I see them in my visitor list, I simply go here and go to start chat, and I reach out to them straight away. If I know it's somebody that I'm kind of, following in a sense, I can also see when they last came on the website, and then I sometimes will leave them a message as well. So that's, and then I can also, like, if I want to really see what page they're on, and the most exciting page is the pricing page, then I can see that too.
And can we, I'm assuming we can, this is, if you go back to the home screen, could we search through those visitors? I mean, we could just Control F also. So co-browsing code or URL, I see.
Yeah, that I'm not sure if that's in the use case scenario that we've been given to.
So we could section it down to people that are on like a specific page, it looks like.
You can, in this view, it's difficult. In this view is kind of locked, to be fair. It is something that we are considering, where you can break it down. But that's probably not at any time soon. Just to be completely transparent, and just set the right objective as well.
No, I'm just like, asking.
Sure. Agree.
Yeah,
of course. That's cool. And Alton, I know you asked a question as well. In terms of how many times they've logged on, it's not there yet. It's just the most recent time they've logged on. To just answer your question there. So it's the most recent.
Mm-hmm.
So when you come to profile, it's the most recent that they've come back to the site.
Yeah, and assuming they don't, completely clear their cache and history every day, we could look back and see we could see multiple visits to the website, right? And access to potentially reaching out to us via chat.
You can see the whole page track. But for example, it won't say to you, for example, they went on the pricing page 5 times, or they went to this page X amount of times over the past month, right? It would give you that information just on the day. Like, for example, if I go to profiles, and I find myself, it will, let me go to today. I spend a lot of time on this website. I've only been on each of the pages, so it can tell me which page I've been, but it won't say to me like webinar page 3 times. Yeah, I can see it 3 times here, but it won't say webinar page 3 times. It will just give you like the flow.
The actual history. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
Awesome. I feel like we're pretty good here. Do you guys have any questions about it? Okay. Yeah, we're good here.
Nice. Perfect. If anyone doesn't have any last minute questions, I will probably wrap this up and do the recording and send it back to everybody. Does anyone have anything else that I can take right now for anyone?
Yeah, Amrit, I have a little question.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Okay. Details about the customer, are they predefined, or we can add some new things there?
Sure. So I believe most of the customer details will be predefined because they will be logged into the system. But for example, if I take this customer, our customer, we don't have the customer's phone number. You know, if I put a phone number here, it will save that. But the name, the email, the remarks, that's all been brought in. I know Accelo will be bringing most information in from my understanding.
Yeah, and here we have name, email, phone. Do we have the ability to add some other fields?
Yes, you do, and I believe they are. They are
adding
extra fields as well, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident the idea is to have a direct connection so that if it sees someone in Accelo in our own database that matches that URL, I'm assuming it would pull in those details. I think that's something that Jeff...
Yeah. I mean, that was one of the most important things. So it's the ability. So when somebody logs into the Accelo platform, it creates something called a session, and in that session, there's like user information, and then we extract that and bring it to the front. So I think in a Accelo session, there's more data, and I think they're dragging out more data from what I know.
Thanks, Amrit.
Sure, no worries. Multiple agents. Okay, is co-browsing and voice chat possible with multiple agents? Voice chat, yes. Co-browsing, no. Just because of the way the technology works. Yeah. Co-browsing is a bit different, but voice you can have like 2-3 people on if you want. Sure. Okay. We can have Alton, do you have any more questions, or anybody want to ask anything else from their side?
I think, one more. For example, if we are having a chat with one customer and we do co-browsing, if, for example, another customer writes in, how do we switch them?
Oh, yeah, sure. So let's do this, right? Let's do a conversation here. So let's say this is one conversation. Hello, and I go ahead and just answer that, and then I start another conversation from another window. So Camry_chess, and then I send this conversation in. It will come in like follow. You see the notification come in. If you want to answer it, you can click the tick. If you don't, you can press the cross. If you press the cross, that doesn't mean the conversation has not been answered. It will just leave it there for somebody to answer it. You can minimize this conversation here. And if you want, you can answer the second conversation. And then now at the bottom, you have the 2 conversations. And if you want, you can flick between the 2. Like so.
Great.
Yes. You can. It might be hard to co-browse with 2 people at the same time, but I have done it. It might take a little bit of time to kind of get to there, like a few weeks, but you can co-browse 2 different customers at the same time. Of course, you can't. You can't voice call two customers at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. So that's how you flick between the two. So when that notification does come up, it will stay there until you pick it up or close it off. So, and if you do press the X button in that notification, so I'll just do it again. I'll just kind of do new conversation. I'm underscore test. So if whilst you're in a conversation, when this comes, if you press the crosshair, just remember you're not putting the chat down to the customer. You could always minimize it and then answer it again. I mean, that chat is the same one. I can just go to open chat. So just remember that. To close a conversation, to actually close a conversation off to a customer, it's the cross button on the top right hand corner, and then it will prompt you with this message. And when you click OK, that will close the chat off.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries. Okay. Any questions? Outline for message? Anyone? Oh, something's come through. Perfect. Okay. Everyone, I will wrap this up now, and I will send the recording to Jeff, Outline, and to forward on to everybody else. I will get your question answered for you by today. And everyone, have a good day, and hopefully we will reconnect sometime soon. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Goodbye.
Thanks.
See ya.
Bye.